My name is Tutu. It's been good to know that God has got my back. I was born in Nigeria several years ago, and I was born into a Muslim family. In the culture I grew up in, most people believe in God. It was just normal to know that God was there, He made the earth, and that was it. But everybody followed different paths. Some people were Muslims, some people were Christians, some people had traditional view of belief. I just happened to be a Muslim. Some of my family were Christians. Some of my friends were Christians. I went to a lovely Catholic primary school, which was started by an Irish nun. And in that school, there was also the children of the head of the Muslim court, the Sharia court. So it was normal for people just to mingle and for people to hear about Jesus, and it meant nothing to anybody. As I grew older, some of my friends became Christians. And they told me about Jesus, and it was different from just having a relationship with God. I laughed at them and I said, well, I always knew about Jesus. And of course, I knew Jesus was the Son of God. But if God wanted me to be a Christian, He would have put me in a Christian family. I was fine where I was. Many years later, my sister became a Christian. And it was very funny. She woke up in the morning, she prayed, she read her Bible. I was quite intrigued. I loved God and I wanted to be a good believer. So I did exactly the same. I prayed 5 times a day, I read my Quran, and I became more devoted. And as I read my Quran, I read in there one day that God does not have a child, and that it was an unforgivable sin to say that God had a child. And I went, wow, wait a minute. I know there is only one God. The God of the Christians says that God has a child and you have to believe in Him. And the God of the Muslims says God does not have a child. And I know that there's only one God because He made heaven and earth. He cannot tell one people to go one way and tell the other people if they go that way, they're going to die. So I decided something is wrong here. And it's not wrong with God because God is God. I decided one of this religion must not be telling the truth. At this time, I was only about 15, but I just wanted to do what was right. I wanted to follow the right path, and I didn't know which one it was. So I decided in the Bible, God spoke to people, even women. In the Quran, God spoke to people, even women. In that case, something is real. God speaks to people, even women. And therefore, I, a little Nigerian girl, God knows where I am, and if I spoke to Him, He will show me the way. So I prayed. I prayed when I remember. I was a teenager, any normal teenager. So I remembered some mornings and I prayed and I said, God, you know me, you know where I am. I need to know which way it was. I didn't pray as a Christian and I did not pray as a Muslim because I didn't know which one was right. This went on for several weeks. One day I woke up early in the morning. It was my responsibility to let some of the staff that worked in our house in. And as I walked through the house and I was walking out, it only took a couple of minutes. Still feeling sleepy, drowsy, half awake. And I heard this singing. Jesus died on the cross, saving you on the cross, healing you on the cross to redeem you. And I thought, oh gosh, these Christians are having a crusade again, and it's so loud. 6:30 in the morning, they must have been making noise all night. But the song followed me through the house with exactly the same level of volume. It didn't get louder as I went through. The windows were closed. And I sort of was thinking, oh gosh, half asleep, thought nothing of it. And the minute I got to the door, opened the door for the staff to come in, right now I was outside when the music should be loudest. It stopped, completely stopped. And I turned around and I was going back in and I thought, that's weird. That music has stopped. And I thought nothing of it, went back into bed, of course, crawled back to sleep. And I just sort of felt someone say, there you are, now you know. You can do with it whatever you want. And I realized that was the answer to my prayer. that Jesus died on the cross for me. And that was where my belief should be. Now, it was very embarrassing to admit to people that I have changed my form of belief, because I have spent years telling people that, oh, I'll never become a Christian. I'd rather die than do that. I was born a Muslim. But sheepishly, I gradually turned towards Christianity. I guess my saving grace that God sometimes does a face saving thing was that I went to university, and of course I was in a new town, and I could start off fresh calling myself a Christian, learning about Christianity and growing in it. And it has been an interesting journey. I have been through so many things through my life. I have traveled from a foreign country to be here, to live in the UK. And even through that, when I arrived in Northern Ireland, God made it clear to me that He would never leave me or forsake me. And that is amazing. Amazing to know that whatever I go through, wherever I am, whoever I know, there is somebody who's always there with me, who loves me, who knows me, and who will always be there for me. The simple fact is that Jesus died on the cross. He saved me on the cross. He healed me on the cross. And He redeemed me. And I'm very grateful for His redemption, because that's all I have. Thank you.